It's another episode of Broken Plays. Yo, hate them. You're looking sweet. Yo, what's good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I don't know about Perry's Uber order, but that's another story for another day.
Wow, you're airing the man's business like that? That's
Um,
crazy.
yo, Perry,
Wallahi, that's
you
crazy.
wanna talk? You wanna give Uber a little shout out, bro?
That's crazy, fam.
Number one, they're not paying me, so this isn't gonna be the best light that I'm painting them in. I ordered my food at 2:30. Ask me how I'm still waiting. I could have seen the Titanic twice by this time.
Twice?
Twice, G. I could have seen Leonardo DiCaprio drown twice. My bad. I mean Jacques.
When he didn't need to. When he
When he
didn't
did,
need to.
when he when he could have shared a floaty. So I don't know how I feel right now. Mads are hungry, and pay them. I'm not happy with you. Just know we have a
Please.
whole episode. We have a whole episode ahead of us.
Starting off the fire.
Mm.
Hate them in playing today. Yo, Jalen, how you feeling, brother?
I'm blessed, fam. I'm blessed. Everything's good. We got a dub on Sunday. Blew a 20-point lead, but we got the dub, fam.
You're too
Wait.
happy.
Hey, you got the W.
Yeah, because it was actually my coaching this time.
Okay.
Hate
Yeah.
them. You
Oh,
were
you
there.
coach with Hazel?
No, or else, I would have been on my own. I would have been lost.
Wait, so
No.
Hazel, what were you fighting for?
Because when they lose, JLo's like they lost, but when they win, he's like we won.
Yeah,
Well, they did.
they did.
Which
He's not. He's not the
No,
one
but
playing.
Jalen, you don't lose, you only win.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm
yeah.
undefeated, fam.
Well, like he only
oh,
loses if they don't. Like if his game plan didn't work. But if he wrote the game plan and they strayed from the game plan, he didn't lose. They lost. If you play
this
improv
sounds
and lose,
Thank
you
you,
like
Perry.
lost.
I'm calling you Glenn Rivers from now on.
What'd you say?
Yeah, don't be disrespectful. No, Wallahi, we're fighting. Wallahi, we're fighting. I'll
Yo,
drop your addy. I'll drop your addy right now, fam.
yo, it seems like you guys need to have a team meeting because apparently that's the way things go, and that's where people get called out. You know, according to Shams, Tyrese Maxey called out Joel Embiid and told the team during a team meeting and whatnot, Joel Embiid, stop being late. Stop being late. The 76ers are currently 2-11. If things weren't bad, Jalen, how bad is this?
I don't know how to explain how I feel about it, but I'm gonna try my best to eloquently express my feelings. I think this reminds me a lot of the James Harden situation when Chris Paul was upset with James Harden's actions. Chris Paul felt he wasn't taking it seriously. Fast forward a year after that, Russell Westbrook wanted out of Houston because he found that the culture and how they treated James Harden wasn't conducive to a winning environment. So that's two in a row. I think it's a situation in which the players are starting to get frustrated with his lack of availability in how he plays. I think how he plays is a little pathetic for a guy that's 7'2" and 270 and with the skill set that he has. But it seems that everybody else there wants to win championships, and he's there to collect a check. And I'm not going to speak on what his mindset is because I don't know what his mindset is. But based on what I am seeing from his play and the limited time he has played this year, he seems disengaged. He got absolutely bodied by Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns destroyed him in their matchup. And it just seems that based on, the news of this meeting that Tyrese Maxey has kind of had enough. And it's good that Tyrese Maxey at this young age, obviously, he got that big contract, but he's standing up and saying, yo, like, cut the bullshit. Like, man, you're trying to win championships, man. And it's dope to see from Tyrese Maxey in the world that he's in take that on. So for Joel Embiid, I think, this is who he is and this is kind of who he's been. Nobody had any expectations for him past this, if that makes sense. So nobody expected him to, be locked in and 100%. This is just who he is. You can tell that based on the amount of games played per season. So
Sam, I'm gonna come to you because I remember like 2 episodes ago when I asked you the question, when is it time to hit the panic button on the Bucks and the Sixers? You said that it's still too early, and you feel like the Sixers are in a better position. You, Jalen?
no, sorry. I just want to interject and say if you read what Sham said, he said that Joel Embiid was receptive to the information but was confused as to what the 76ers game plan is.
Yeah. So that's a coaching
It's
thing, right?
you. No, but like, how is everybody? How are you the only one confused?
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Thank you. That's all I
I,
want to
I
say.
No, but like that's good information to add in there because he was receptive. But to your point, you're the franchise player. Everything runs through you. Hatham's having technical difficulties, so Perry, I'll come to you and then I'll go to Hatham. Perry, what do you make of this? If you were a coach, you're superstar, and not even a coach. If you were Tyrese Maxey, and you're the dude that you lean on, you just got your big contract. How are you feeling about this?
I got you. I had an era in my university career where, like, my parents would call me and tell me, Perry, go to class. I had a time where I was late for this podcast, and mans were like, hey, Perry, be on time. I had a period of time where I would play basketball with Jaylon, and he would tell me, hey, Perry, your shot's not falling, get to the rim. We're friends, right? So how is it, like, this is why I'm confused. How is it that you see a grown man Hatham Loki looks like a model. I don't know what's going on, but like Bridget did your makeup very well.
This is the most light skin I've ever seen this guy, fam.
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying,
Stop
bro. Like,
squinting, bro.
like
Stop
I'm so
squinting, fam.
confused. I'm actually so confused.
Why is he squinting?
Why does my man look majestic, bro? Yo,
you
Hatham,
have
you
a
need to
problem
chill
with him.
out.
I went straight for Hatham. He looking like a sweeter man. Look at him.
No, I
He's
thought
got
you were
the
just
talent
giving
and everything.
compliments. Like I'm so confused as to what's going on, bro. Like, Hatham,
Let
why
him
do you
come
look
with
like a
that heat.
filter?
That's all I'm saying.
My man looks like a
You can't
filter.
be looking like that and come out with some weak ass takes, bro.
My man looks like a filter, but my fault. It's my fault. Needless to say, how is it that asking a grown man to show up to work and do his job, like, an issue? You know, how is he confused for the game plan if he was gunning for the MVP last year? It's the same thing as last year, brother. It didn't change. And if it did change, you're the reason it changed. I don't really get that. Like, I don't get how he could sit, like, I don't get how you could sit down in a room and look around and be like, hey, I'm just confused, like, as to my role on the team when the team was built around.
That's the same point that Jalen was making, and I think that that's a good point to highlight. And I think the other thing
And it's
that you
time that he
highlighted,
did get called out.
the
It's
other
time
thing
that
that I
he.
think that was
My fault.
interesting. No. I just want to touch on something that you said, and then you
Hmm.
can continue. The thing that you said that I think is really important. You said, "Yo, the same. It's the same thing as last year. It's the same thing as it's been. Maybe he's not going for the MVP, but your goal is always to get the championship. You said that you don't care about the accolades anymore. You said you don't care about winning MVP. You want to be healthy when it matters the most when it comes to playoffs. But you have your fans telling you like be more serious.
I think it's time to panic.
I'm starting to think about it like you guys. How are you confused when everything starts and ends with you?
Thank you. Thank you. And even if there's confusion, all he needs to do is go to the block or wherever he feels comfortable operating and say, hey, this is the palm.
Fam,
That's where the ball
that's
goes.
what I'm saying, bro.
So
What is confusing?
I want to add.
How are you confused?
Boy.
I want to add one more part to all of this. What's Philly doing? No, for real. Like, what are they doing? Like, the fact that this is in the like media is crazy. Like, the fact that this is what's being reported is crazy because you came through, you got Paul George, which to me is one of the most talented like human beings on earth, like basketball wise, and you're
How you really feel, Perry? Number 2 for you after KD?
in terms of most talented, like talented in terms of like just natural ability, like to play basketball. I don't have him as over KD now.
Had him after KD. You had him too.
No, I don't know where you got this from. So I'm gonna let you return that one to sender.
Wait, hold on. Hatham, where did you get this from? I
I
want to
have
hear
no
this.
idea. I'm actually confused.
Perry was rocking PG ones in university at open gym. He was like, yo, man is one of the nicest basketball players ever. He goes to the Clippers. He's like, yo, he's bringing a championship. And now Perry's saying, I don't know that nigga.
Now, Perry, this man told you what shoes you were wearing, fam.
Yeah,
No, no,
Hatham, I believe you. I believe Hatham. The man dropped the shoe and the make. This guy said PG1.
On a Tuesday, on a
Yo,
Tuesday.
they said PG1. Yo, Perry. Yo, that's facts. Yo, what size were the shoes, Hatham?
I know the exact size and everything. They were size 11 because I gave them to him.
that's cap. That's cap.
Who ones? Who ones?
Yo, that's done.
That's cap.
Yo, that's done.
That's
No. That's a
crazy.
flag on the play.
That's crazy.
He did not give me my PG ones. I got it on a discount from my friend who worked at Foot Locker at the time. Shout out the connections I gained from my friendship with Austin. So try again. Pay them. I remember the shoes. I still have them. And at the end of the
The
day,
conversation?
the shoes fell apart the same way my face did.
Enlighten us, yo.
Paul George used to. No. I'll say it. Paul George used to be my favorite player.
Yo, even if you
George
said
was my
saying it.
anything,
favorite player, bro.
Did I not say that? Jalen, did I not just say that?
Yes.
Paul George used to be my favorite player. When he dropped his basketball shoes, like the PG ones, I knew I had to go support. I got the PG ones, and then throughout the line, I obviously gravitated towards other players and their playing styles. Now, it was very difficult because the time in which I started to move away from my admiration for Paul George's basketball game, it happened to be the playoffs in which the bubble popped, and that is a story. Thank you.
is that accurate?
Apparently, he wasn't his favorite player like 2 minutes ago, and he just, he walked it
He's not
back.
my favorite player right now. He's not my favorite player is Kyrie Irving. My favorite player. We know this. We've known this. We'll know this. Kyrie Irving has always been my favorite basketball player. Paul George, to me, I thought he was one of the best. Kyrie Irving is
Did you
my
ever get
favorite.
a pair of Kyrie's?
No, but my favorite basketball player, like basketball wise, my favorite basketball player is always going to be a shorter guard. It's never going to be a tall player. I don't gravitate towards like tall players in terms of what appeals to, I guess, like my basketball journey or like visual journey or whatever. Wow.
So since you've changed your favorite players, right? You've changed your
Yo,
favorite
Hatham.
players, right?
No, I said my favorite play. I said my favorite player will always
Yo,
be
Hatham. Yo,
a
the light
small
skin in
guard.
Hatham today, Jayon. Yo, this man won't let anything go, huh? Man,
Mm,
squinting his eyes, looking sweeter, man,
mm,
and he's just like, yo, I'm coming for the dark skins. I'm coming for the dark
Nah,
skins.
mm.
it was the exact shoe for me. This gets him the PG ones, size 11. Wait,
And it's 11 and a
time out.
half.
You were arguing. You were arguing about the source, but was the size correct?
No, it's 11 and a half.
Oh.
Still believe
Fake
Hatham.
news.
Anyways, yo, Hatham, you said that it might be too early to push the panic button on the 76ers. You did say that, right? A couple episodes ago. Are you still at that point, or are you worried now? 2-11.
Worried, bro. Like,
What?
I'd be worried.
Joel Embiid had 11 points last night.
They're 4 games away from being in 10th. Talking about 10th right now is 5-8.
They have 2 wins
2 wins at the beginning of the season. It's not that big
with one
a
of the
deal.
heaviest payrolls in the league.
It's fine. It's 2-10. How many games are in there in the season?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at what point are you gonna At what point are you gonna call this a spade? This is crazy because the thing is, you're not
3 games.
panicking, but they called a players only meeting because things are going so well. Hatham.
My point is, there's 70 games left of the season, right? Embiid only plays like 65 games in the season. At the end of the day, it's like,
So now he's looking at 60, and he doesn't know what's going on.
At the same time, I don't think it's not a huge panic button just because the East is so bad. If they were in the West, it'd be huge. Because I just explained
It's not
to you.
no, but it's not the record that we're like. He says that he doesn't like from the meeting, and the notes that were exposed from the meeting. He's saying he doesn't know what's going on.
What I'm saying is like
15 games into the season.
But if they're in the West right now, the 11th is Dallas Mavericks, and they're at 500. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that they're in the East. The East is like, bro, the 500 team right now in the East is Atlanta 7-8, and they're in 5th. East is like.
That's not my question. Sorry, my question was more like the record speaks for itself. No. But now I need you to answer mine. My question is more 15 games into the season, your best player and the MVP like candidate, like usually in the top 3, is telling you that he doesn't know what's going on. Are you not like? There's no concern there for you.
I think the coaches and the front office are on the same page right now. I think it's one of those things where maybe Nick Nurse wants to play Embiid a little bit more, but the front office wants to be like, yo, we want to save him for the playoffs.
But he doesn't know what's going on, bro. That's the problem.
See, I just don't think it's a problem, is my point.
Wow. So my fault. Sorry, Bina. I have one more question. So you're telling me, because I just need to wrap my mind around this. You're telling me that your 7'2" MVP candidate walks into a players only meeting and says, I don't know what's going on. 15 games into the season, after a whole team is built around him, you're telling
Games,
me,
yes.
no, you're
Only
telling
10.
me, you're telling me that's no cause for concern for you. 12 games into the season.
He hasn't been around, bro. He's been rehabbing. He has no idea what's going on. What do you mean?
Okay.
Oh, so while Joel Embiid doesn't understand or doesn't know what's going on, there are some coaches
Crazy.
who don't know what they're doing because their teams are not doing well. We talk about Doc Rivers all the time, but Harry, I'll start with you on this one. What coaches do you have on the hot seat right now?
Not coaches, coach. And low-key, I want to call this section Keep the Same Energy. Keep that same energy. I wrote it.
We can see it.
Yo, so why
Can
should
you
we
see
keep
it?
that same energy?
Dorito
So
Canal.
now, and when Adrian Griffin was fired, what did they use to justify the fact that he got fired despite his 30-13 record?
Trash competition.
Thank you. So now the Bucks right now, not just trash competition, they weren't winning by enough of exactly their
They
margins
weren't
were too
dominating. They weren't dominant.
exactly. So what's dominant about their record right now? What's dominant about their record since they had Doc Rivers?
The hands they put in their pockets.
Thank you. They did get Darvin Ham. Shout out to him. I just think this team is a joke. I'm so sorry. I think this team is a joke. It makes zero sense to me. And I don't before yesterday, I blamed Giannis. I was like, hey, you know what? Giannis asked for too much and he wasn't willing to carry the burden of his decisions. But I don't think it's that anymore. I think this is ridiculous. I'm looking at this Milwaukee team. It doesn't make any sense to me. Their record with Doc Rivers does not justify firing Adrian Griffin, and I think this is basketball karma. I think they tried to reinvent a wheel, like a basketball wheel. They had a championship formula, and they struggled a little bit after that championship team, but that doesn't mean that you implode and trade your pieces and abandon certain, I guess, philosophies. They gave up a strong defensive presence in Drew Holiday, a strong defensive team in order to add a little bit more offense. Now they're not gelling. Now it's not working. They got Damian Lillard was a top 5 point guard, maybe top 10 player by the time at the time of the trade, and now I don't think a lot of people even have him in the top 20.
Not top 20, bro.
I think people would name 20 players better than Damian Lillard this season, or he'd be fringe top 20. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's before. If you didn't have him in your top 10, it's what are you thinking? Now, if you don't have him in your top 20, I wouldn't look at you twice. So, looking at all of these factors, what's going on in Milwaukee? Because you're not about to tell me that them winning the three of their last 4 games can justify everything that we've witnessed. What I need us to do is
Keep the same energy.
I hate them.
fire the franchise. Sorry, my fault. Fire the franchise. Everyone who had a hand in firing Mike Budenholzer and Adrian Griffin, I need us all to be in a room. We're going to do this together. We can do this together. We can get through this. They need to be in a room. Everybody who even thought about the Damian Lillard trade, besides Giannis, they need to be in the room. Everybody's fired.
The one problem is that I don't even know if I think the Bucks fucked themselves over. I don't think they can afford to fire Doc Rivers because they're still paying the other mans.
I would go back. I would actually go back. I think this is the baby comeback moment.
So Hatham, which coaches do you got on the hot seat right now?
I have the same coach as everybody else here probably does. Canal, shout outs. I think the Pacers coach should be on the hot seat. He doesn't really. What's his name? J-Lo.
Rick Carlisle.
I think his schemes aren't good, outdated. Having 2 guards that can defend. They were in the starting lineup with as much as he's Canadian and I like him. What's his name? Nembhard.
Aaron Nesmith.
No, Nembhard.
Nembhard.
Should have had Mathurin come starting and have Andrew Nembhard be the 6th man. Payroll is at $175 million. They still have to re-sign Turner. He's coming for a contract extension, so they're going to be at a payroll of 190, and you're only in the 9th in the East. 9th. I have him as well in the hot seat. I don't think he's very good at his schemes. I think he's still outdated. I think Dirk Nowitzki, just like Doc Rivers, kind of carried his legacy in a sense.
What about you, Jalan?
I have I'll give an honorable mention to Darko, just because I think the coach of the Raptors, I think he has been dealt a tough hand in terms of the fact that, Scotty Barnes has been injured. He's been in and out of the lineup. Grady Dick has been, sorry, go ahead.
Quickly too. Sorry, my bad. I need to cut you off.
Yeah. Emmanuel quickly. So I think injuries has played a part uh, in the demise of Toronto, but I think more so based off of last year. Only winning 3 games in a row once is pathetic as a coach. I think that's absolutely pathetic. And then to celebrate and have a pizza party because of it is a joke.
Wait, it was a pizza party?
It was a pizza party, bro. It wasn't even
You're
like a dinner. It
lying.
was a pizza party, fam.
You're lying.
It was a pizza party. Literally Google it. It was a pizza party.
Googling this right now.
Which pizza
If you
party?
a pizza party, would you be excited?
What'd you say?
At work, if they're like, "Yo, we have a pizza party," are you showing up to work?
That's different. They don't have the budget that they do, fam.
Like a
That's
pizza party as an incentive to win games when you're paying these mans millions is crazy.
No, but like as a coach, thinking that's a reward is even crazier to me. So I'll mention Darko Radkovic or Radakovic or whatever his name is. But I
We
think
had a
that,
pizza party, boys.
From where?
yeah, bro. King's Pizza. King's Slice.
Let me try to find out what. Jalen, keep going. I'm just gonna try to find out where this pizza party.
But the coach that I'm gonna pick on to have on the hot seat is going to be Jason Kidd. I think this is kind of do or die for Jason Kidd. I don't think the Dallas Mavericks are playing basketball the way they should be based on their roster makeup. And what I mean by that is, with the addition of Clay, Kyrie Irving coming back, Luka Doncic, you've had a full season with both of those guys now. You add Clay to the mix. Still have Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. You still have quality role players. I think that the Dallas Mavericks should be playing a lot better than they do. And I think a lot of the blame has to fall on Jason Kidd's inability to hold Luka Doncic accountable on the defensive end. There are so many times in which Doncic is just a defensive liability and just literally either a pylon or a hindrance to his team defensively. That I think Jason Kidd has to address that, and he has to hold them accountable if they want any opportunity of winning a championship and getting back to where they were last year. In addition to that, I think that they lose too many close games. So in recent memory, they lost a close game to Dallas by one possession, in which Luka Doncic was again at fault for defensive sort
Utah.
of against Utah, against the Jazz, for defensive lack of focus to say politely, and then
Lack of
again
effort.
against Golden State, lack of effort, lack of care, call it what you will,
Thank
but
you.
and then against Golden State, lost a close game. Minnesota lost a close game. So when you lose close games, it either comes down to your players aren't good enough or it comes down to the coaching. I think the Dallas Mavericks have good enough players. I just think the coaching has to be there as well.
So, Hatham, go for it, and then
Coaching, or is that just players not being aware of their surroundings? Like close games, it's like you have the plays all there. You've got your players to this point at the end of the game, and now your players need to go home, right? All stars, they get paid the big bucks in order to close out games, right? That's why a lot of young teams will lose close games during the season. But all-star level players should close the deal each time, right?
Well, I just think my biggest thing is the accountability aspect. And I think you, as a coach, you have to be able to hold your players accountable. Obviously, you're not going to hold. I won't say you're not going to, but like holding a guy like LeBron accountable, like he has a certain level of accountability to himself. But it seems that time after time after time, Luka Doncic is costing his team games. At what point is Jason Kidd going to step in and say, maybe in the media, maybe behind closed doors, step in and say, yo, you're costing us games because you refuse to play defense. When are you going to lock in? And it just seems that maybe it's been done and maybe Luka's just making a conscious choice not to. I don't know. I can't speak on what's going on behind closed doors. It just seems, based off of what we're seeing, that enough has not been done to hold Luka accountable. Like there's 7-7, 14 games in. That's not good, bro. We had Dallas in the top 4, top 5.
Maybe it's not to do with coaching or attitude. Maybe it's to do with conditioning. Luka doesn't always come back in the best shape. Normally, he's just, it's known, right? He comes in the summertime. He comes a little overweight, a little, doesn't put the full effort in.
Reese Maxey needs to get
Fair enough. Fair enough, but it seemed that at the beginning of training camp and at the beginning of preseason, he seemed to be in the best shape that we've seen him since his, I believe, second year, his sophomore year. So,
For like 2 weeks, he was out.
Well, to address
But I'm
your
saying when he came back from vacation, we saw pictures of Luka in practice and in training camp. I believe it was, and he looked slim. He looked quicker. He looked like he had more burst. So I can't say it's conditioning because how did you come back and then that's even worse because he came back in better shape and then under the watch of Jason Kidd, he's regained that weight. You know what I'm saying? So
to address that point as well, Hatham, isn't it the coach's job to make sure you optimize like the minutes that this player can play with his effectiveness on the court? Because that's your job. Like, if that's not your job as a coach, I don't know what it is.
It has to do with like you get the okay from the medical staff. The medical staff says there's no limits on this guy. He can play whatever minutes. So I play him the minutes I can play, right? So it goes now to down to you guys have all been in basketball games where you're tired, right? Obviously, it's a game. You're not going to ask for a sub. I'm saying there's 5 minutes left of the game.
Yeah.
It's a close game. You're not going to be like, yeah, I'm tired. Give me a 2-minute break. I'll come back in the game. You're going to keep pushing through, and then certain things can fall apart, right?
He barely pushed, bro.
Constantly, like, looking at coaches who are on the hot seat, I do want to give a quick shout out to Kenny Atkinson. What he's doing with the Cavs, amazing. Undefeated. I'm really looking forward to the matchup with Boston. I was talking to Jaylon about that. If they beat Boston, I'm gonna start to like change my mindset. I think that like Boston should come out and try to like beat them and say like, we're still the king of the East. You guys just had a nice start, so that game is a game to watch. I'm gonna throw it back to Jaylon because Jaylon, you had another coach that wasn't even on my radar when we previously spoke about this, and I just want you to give him some love.
Yeah, I'll mention Jamal Mosley. I think Paolo Banchero going down at the end of October or beginning of November. I forget when. They've been without him for about a week, 2 weeks. And to have a positive record without your best player, given their roster makeup, he's been up. I think Franz Wagner has elevated his game. He's getting useful minutes out of Moritz Wagner. They're defending at a high level. So I think the Orlando Magic are, I think he's getting more than we ever expected out of the Orlando Magic. And I think that they're doing a great job. They're missing their center too. Shout out to Hatham for that information. They're missing their center, but I just think that to keep that team afloat, and I believe they're the fourth seed. They're the third seed right now. They're 9-6. So they're on a 6-game winning streak, bro, without Paolo Banchero. So I think being able to do that without Banchero and your starting center Wendell Carter Jr. I think that deserves some love.
Do you have any other coaches you want to give some love to?
Steve Kerr's doing a really good job. I don't think anyone saw them being first in the West right now. As much as J-Lo are second, I give Steve Kerr because he's running basically a 12-man lineup, kind of unheard of. So it's like he's kind of got all his guys running on all cylinders. He deserves a shout out.
Brian Windhurst from ESPN explained it as like he's running like an Olympic style, just playing everybody. Obviously you're going to give more minutes to Steph Curry.
Jason Tatum.
Pardon? Yeah, so he's running that kind of style. And yeah, I think it is impressive because the more I see them win, I'm kind of like scratching my head like, are they really a contender again? Like, they lost Clay and like the Mavs are not looking as good as we thought they would because we thought the addition of Klay Thompson would be better. So that's a really good shout out for someone who's already been there. He's a Hall of Fame coach, whatever. But like the stuff that he's doing with this roster makeup and everything and being on top of the West at this point, got to give him some love. Very quickly, do you have anyone you want to throw some love at?
I have three. I have Ime Udoka. I love what he's doing with the Rockets. Shout out to them. I believe Monty Williams is coaching the Pistons.
Pistons? Yeah. No, JP Bickerstaff. Sorry.
JP Bickerstaff.
Coaching a high school team.
Pardon me?
He's coaching a high school team.
Oh, big facts. And my last one is JJ Redick. Shout out JJ Redick. I like what the Lakers are doing. I didn't expect them to be top 4. I thought their team was a little deficient. However, what I think is special about it is that he can look a player like D'Lo in the eye and be like, hey, listen, like, it's not working. You're coming off the bench, brother. And he's holding players accountable. I think we're watching one of the more special, like, coaches. Like, this is a coaching era. And we're watching this like blossom.
Oh, it's that time again, boys. I'm gonna hit you with another draft situation. This time, you know what? You'll hate them. We'll give you first overall pick. All right, you're looking sweet. You deserve it.
Are we picking positions first? So can we go point guard, shooting guards, forward, power forward,
Let's
center?
do that. Let's do that.
You go in any order.
No.
Any order?
No. It's a draft, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Any order, Ethan, you'll start off. Jalen, we'll give you number 2. Perry will give you the double pick at the back end. All right. All right. So today's draft, bench players. Let's make your all bench team. Hatham, you're on the clock.
Nah,
He's my first pick.
I'm gonna go Trey Man then from Charlotte.
Oh, you guys are hilarious. I have Ty
Oh, the guy from
Jerome
Cleveland.
on Cleveland. He's averaging, I believe, it's 15 on 60% shooting. Then my next one, I have Buddy Hield.
Yeah. I'll take Malik Monk.
With Lively, he's coming off the bench as my center, and
Lively starting.
no, he's not. Gafford starting.
Bro, I literally checked. It said Lively starts and Gafford comes off the bench.
I'm literally.
Hold on.
No, we're
ESPN.
watching Hatham realize he's wrong in real time. Go ahead.
ESPN.
Speak up, Hatham.
Dallas Mavericks.
With your chest.
Starter: Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Derek Lively.
And I'll just go with Gafford then.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So, Jalen, you wanted Gafford, huh?
No, I gaslit him into not taking Derek Lively.
What do you mean?
Bro, I want Derek Lively.
And then I guess just because he came back now, he hasn't started yet, right? So I'm gonna go with what's his name in Portland? A Canadian?
Shaden Sharp. Oh, you're a bitch, nigga. I'm gonna go Nas Reed at my center.
Okay.
It doesn't look too good for you, buddy.
No, it doesn't. I have Jonathan Kuminga.
Do you want to hold center?
I have Jonathan
the
Kuminga.
center.
Okay. I have Jonathan Kuminga, and I have Jonathan Isaac.
Shout out to Jalen, eh?
And Isaac?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some
I
defense.
have John Collins at my 4. John Collins from Utah at my 4.
Men Thompson from Houston. He comes off the bench, so I have him as my other guard.
It's your last pick, by the way.
I have one more pick, no?
Yeah, no, I'm saying this one. This one's your
That's
last
what
pick.
he's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying it's your last pick.
Am I allowed to pick? Are you gonna cut me off? Can I talk?
Life is crazy, fam.
Yeah, I can't figure out who I'm gonna have. Maybe I'll just have what's 4 now? It's a 4, huh? Or is it another 3?
I know, so you problem.
It's your list.
Crazy, bro.
You give a man the option to use focus mode on his phone, and he just becomes a different human being, huh?
I guess I'm just gonna go double centers, and I'm gonna pick on the Nets. What's the Nets center?
Claxton?
Claxton's coming off the bench. Ben Simmons is starting at the 5 right now.
It's a Claxton starting, but sure.
Letting you know he hasn't started, bro. He's been.
I'm just letting you know what ESPN tells me, fam.
Starting, no?
My pick will be Jaime Jaquez Jr. from Miami. Jaime Jaquez Jr.
I got
No way you're picking Mobamba.
What?
I don't even know where he's playing right now. Really? Wow.
He literally started last game. He started the first game last
That's the most
time.
underwhelming reaction.
6 points, 5.
off the bench. Now imagine if I give him starter
Recap your
minutes.
teams.
He's averaging no blocks, just so you know.
Off how many minutes?
11 and a half minutes.
Jalen,
Exactly.
recap your team.
That's less
please.
than a quarter.
Recap your team, Jalen.
Trey Mann, Malik Monk, Jaime Jaquez, John Collins, and Nas
You have
Reed.
one more.
That's 5.
Who's the last one?
So I said Trey Mann, Malik Monk, Jaime Jaquez, John Collins, and Nas Reed.
And I was reading. Yeah, my bad. I didn't hear that one. That's you. Ari, recap your team.
I have Ty Jerome. Bro, who's my second?
I hate them. He's gonna play us with Ty Jerome. Okay.
Who's my second?
You have Buddy Hield. You have Kuminga.
Yeah.
You have. Gonna name the rest of it, or you
Jonathan Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac and Mobamba.
good? I got the white boy from Boston. You know, coming
Peyton
off.
Pritchard.
Yeah. Shout out to Peyton Pritchard. And, Aman Thomas.
Thompson.
Yeah, that's the one. What was my next one, JLo? Gafford?
Ben Thompson. Daniel Gafford.
And Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons alone. I'll just get a Kim Kardashian to play instead.
Wow. So unnecessary.
What's the next one?
Oh, Shaden Sharp.
Sharp. Yeah. He has a crazy starting 5, bro. Kim Kardashian?
I'm running with Jalen. Surprised no one took Benedict Mathurin.
Starting.
He's starting.
Starting now?
Yeah.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. I have a question. If we
Talking about who
chose
should get traded?
well, like, clearly we're not doing the turns thing, so finish doing what you thought you were doing.
But I know we can't hear you, but I want to know which team you rolling with. I always like to get the producer to pick just to see if me and the producer are on the same page. So Eva, let me know, and I'll let the world know who you rolling with. I said I'm rolling with Jalen. So let me know who you rolling with, and everyone else. You guys all get a vote as always, and we'll see who has the best.
He just said
Eva
Jalen.
said that he's rolling with Jalen too. No hesitation. No hesitation.
Did you see his picks last week? He has one win, bro.
Yeah.
Knicks can't make mistakes around here.
You picked Giannis as your defensive player. Number one. We said, yo, you have
So
anybody in the league?
a defensive player of the year, multiple times.
Marc Gasol, too?
Yes,
Defense?
yes. If I could, yeah, I'd pick him today. To this day.
On broken plays. We'll see if J-Lo can pick a good team.
Stay
We'll see
tuned.
if Hatham can get a comb through his hair. How about that?
Oh, these curls, bro.
A lie? Show them purely shaved, man.
Yo, next week on Broken Plays, we're going to be talking about what teams should be making trades to make their team better because some teams are starting off hot, some teams are starting off not so hot. So I'm going to let the boys dive into which teams they think need to make some trades and who they feel would fit better on the next team. Next episode on Broken Plays.